Hello there. The mainstream press will now try to select the new Tory leader for you. So Boris is staying while the Tories select their new leader. But right now many people will be asking, who will the next Tory leader and Prime Minister be? Well, the mainstream press will be telling you that in the next few days. Oh yes, they part-engineered the fall of Boris, not so much for political reasons, but more for news generation reasons, clickbait, increased revenue, profit and the rest. Every day must be big news day. But some will have had a deeper political motivation, either left-wing or anti-Brexit based, or more probably a mix of both. So there will also now be a tendency from the media to colour our perceptions of certain of the leadership candidates so as to steer you in the right direction. And if this influences Tory MPs and Tory party members who will end up selecting the winner, then they will view it as time well spent. And as an example, The Guardian has already waded in with the headline, "Anti-Green MP Steve Baker considering running for PM." And it's only when you get further into the article that you find out that Baker feels the country is at risk from extreme green policies and the child-scaring tactics employed by the ultra-eco-nutters. But we will see a lot of this going forward, and the favourite ploy will be that old one of Brexiteers being branded as on the far right and bigoted, and another will be, has supported Boris Johnson in the past, etc. Be in no doubt this will all be about nudging us towards what they see as the correct candidate. And it's not just the press either. Eurocrats will be at it too, trying to convince us to select a pro-EU Prime Minister. Already that arch-EU federalist Guy Verhofstadt has been saying that UK-EU relations can only get better now. By that he means they're hoping to get back on track to at least take Northern Ireland over. Lord Heseltine has been having a go too, and failing miserably into the bargain. He said it would be wrong for Boris Johnson to stay on as PM while a leadership contest was happening. He wanted someone else. And of course the talk in the press was that it should be Theresa May. Yes, obviously in the hope she could put back Tory Brexit plans by a year or so. It would also have been a psychological exercise in the rubbing of Brexiteers' noses in the mud. Anyway, Heseltine said that he thinks the Tory party is going to have to find a new leader. My belief is that there will be a return to sanity towards our policies about Europe. He means a re-entry policy, of course, something the press will always support. But you know all this anyway. The press will try to act as your rudder in this selection process to steer you towards the most Ramona candidate that stands. And as ever, the biggest giveaway will be who the BBC grills and who they give the easy ride to. Now interestingly, it's not just Heseltine saying Boris should go now and be replaced by a caretaker PM. Boris's old top aide, now ferocious enemy, Dominic Cummings, has resurfaced saying that in his view, Boris hasn't given up. Cummings believes that Boris still thinks he can salvage the position if he can stay until September. Cummings tweeted, "I know that guy, and I'm telling you, he doesn't think it's over. He's thinking, there's a war. Weird happens in a war. Play for time. Play for time. I can still get out of this. I got a mandate. Members love me. Get to September." If MPs leave him in situ, there'll be carnage. Now some people are asking why Dominic Raab as Deputy PM hasn't taken over. Well, as I understand it, it is standard for the Tories to keep the old PM in post while the new one is being selected, unless the outgoing PM decides to relinquish those responsibilities. Despite this process, the press is running a couple of stories to try and get that changed with respect to Boris. What are they afraid of? There is also the matter of what would happen if, as Deputy PM, Dominic Raab decided to stand as a leadership candidate. Anyway, according to Nadim Zahawi's brainchild, the pollster YouGov, the favourite in the Tory party to replace Boris is the Defence Secretary Ben Wallace. Now, Ben Wallace voted Remain, but now says he respects the outcome, and he did tweet in December 2018, "Remainers like me lost. We need to move on, not moan on." Who do you think the new Tory leader and PM should be?